What if the most high-profile names in politics, law, and entertainment were linked to a notorious sex offender? This thought is indeed chilling, and it's a reality we are forced to confront when we delve into the scandal surrounding Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein, a financier by profession and seemingly a man of stature, held a sinister secret. It was in his world that underage girls were treated as commodities, trafficked for the perverse pleasure of those who hold power and wealth. His arrest was a shock to the entire world, but it was only the tip of the iceberg. The ripple effects were far more profound as they exposed the dark underbelly of our society. When the legal documents associated with his case were unsealed, what was revealed was to the darkest thriller. The client list was a damning roll call of the who's who from the global elite. It wasn't just names, it was the places they held. Places of power and prestige, from the esteemed corridors of Buckingham Palace, where Prince Andrew resides, to the hallowed halls of Harvard Law School with Alan Dershowitz as a notable figure. The list even included the highest office in the land, the Oval Office, with former President Bill Clinton. Each name was more shocking than the last, each connection more unsettling. However, this narrative isn't just about individual crimes or isolated incidents. It paints a portrait of a systemic failure. A failure on the part of our systems to protect the vulnerable and innocent. A failure to hold those in positions of power to proper scrutiny and accountability. As we continue to uncover the horrors of Epstein's world, we are forced to ask ourselves some uncomfortable questions. How many more were guilty by association, silently complicit in these heinous acts? Who else knew about these atrocities and chose to turn a blind eye? As the harrowing list of Epstein's clients continues to emerge, we are forced to question the integrity of our institutions. As the list of Epstein's clients comes to light, questions about the integrity of our institutions arise. Imagine if this scandal could reshape the political landscape forever. As the Epstein's client list is slowly disclosed, the implications of the scandal start to crystallize. Figures once considered invincible within their spheres of influence are now under scrutiny for grave allegations that could tarnish their public image and potentially end their careers. The world is anxiously observing as a hidden narrative of manipulation and exploitation comes to light. The public's response varies from shock and disbelief to fury and cries for justice. People are not only questioning the morality of those involved, but also the systems that gave way for such misconducts to take place. This controversy has sparked a demand for accountability and transparency within political circles. This clamor can be heard in local community gatherings, across social media platforms, and is reflected in the voting booths. The political landscape seems to be teetering on the edge of a significant transformation. Prominent individuals are under the public eye, their reputations at stake. With the gradual unveiling of Epstein's clientele list, we see an undercurrent of exploitation and abuse surfacing, shocking the society. Everyone is left questioning the integrity of the implicated individuals and the systems that permitted these abuses. The Epstein scandal has resulted in a strong call for accountability and transparency, a demand reverberating across various platforms. The political world appears to be on the verge of a drastic change. The case serves as a stark reminder that no one, however influential, should be immune to the law. It emphasizes need for ethical leadership and governance. The Epstein case has the potential to significantly change the political landscape, but will it? How would society react if justice is not served in such a high-profile case? A question that resonates powerfully as the Epstein saga continues to unravel. The world watches with bated breath, observes the unfolding of this grotesque tale, and demands justice, loud, clear, and resounding. The call is not limited to Epstein alone. It extends to a deeply flawed system that facilitated such grotesque activities for decades. A system that shockingly prioritized wealth and power over the safety and innocence of young, vulnerable girls. This case has laid bare the cracks in the justice system, the biases that favor the affluent, and the loopholes that enable them to escape the clutches of the law. Public sentiment roars for an in-depth analysis, a comprehensive dismantling and rebuilding of this faulty system. It calls for those involved, irrespective of their social status or political clout, to face the brunt of the law. There must be no exceptions, no bargains, no secret deals. Only then can faith in the justice system be restored, and only then can we ensure that it stands as a guardian to protect us, the ordinary, rather than shield the powerful. But what does this mean for society as a whole? This case presents a pivotal moment in our history, an opportunity for us to re-evaluate our societal values and our expectations of justice. It provides an opening to send an unequivocal message: no one, absolutely no one, is beyond the reach of the law, and every crime, no matter who commits it, will be dealt with severely. Ultimately, it is a chance to restore public faith in a system that should serve to protect us, not those in power. It offers a moment of reckoning, an opportunity to redefine the principles that guide us. The Epstein case could set a precedent for how society handles powerful individuals involved in criminal activities. A precedent that could revolutionize our justice system and consequently redefine our society.